Well doing, this is NKD SMARTVIEW. So right about today, let's get on to a live session on the Bet9ja gameplay. Now, as you all who have been following up would have seen so far, it's been over a year I've been talking about the statistics formula. Now the statistics formula simply what? Gives you a method whereby you have what? A set of colors or a set of numbers. You eliminate one or more amongst them, then you have what? The best possible option. So let's get on for this now. For quite some few minutes, the best bet on this has been what? The green. And to do that, you have to go over, let's say you are working what? On your rainbow 2+ or on your winning color. You make use of what? Statistics for the winning color. Because you are looking at the overall dominance of a color and not just what? The immediate dominance. So whether you are looking in to play what? A rainbow 2+ or you're looking in to play a color, you must always work with what? The color statistics. In that sense, now you have what? Your gameplay. We are looking at an overall dominance, not just a short-term burst. And let's get on to that right about now. To do that, you make use of your 24-hour statistics and what? You conjoin it with your 100 draws. 24 gives you what? An outline of what is happening on the higher time. While the 100 draws gives you what? The info of what is currently happening on the shorter time, and with that you know what? When to begin and if to begin. If the 24 hours gives you confirmation of a particular color and the 100 draws tells you otherwise, that what? This particular color on the short term is not very good to begin. Yes, on the longer term you can actually stake on it, it will do well, but on the shorter term you might go through a period of what we call the cold phase, whereby that color is finding it hard what? To appear. But in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it could actually what? Start appearing massively. But before then, you might go through what? The cold phase. So that is what you do. You use the what? 24 hours to note the color. That is the best option as of then. Then the 100 draws to know if to enter and when to enter. So that is your state. And in moving on that now, let's get over now to check out the statistics. Let's get on now to 24 hours. According to 24 hours, we have this on what? 303, 297, 314, 290. Our main case study right now will be these two here. That is the color red and what? The color green. Now, following up with that, let's get over to the 100 draws. Now, going on to the 100 draws, we have what? The boat on a flip. Now, the boat on a flip. For those who are on the mentorship class, I would have explained much more what I mean by a flip. I would have explained what? The implications of a flip. So what is a flip? What are the implications of a flip? All those are actually what? Detailed on the mentorship class, because flips are of more than one kind, you understand? And there is a reason why flip will occur, and there is what? The occurrences that happen after you what? Get a flip. But all online and on public, I always state is the fact that a flip is a period of what? Of waiting. You have to always wait for a confirmation after a flip. That is because whenever you see a flip, there is always likely a change in dominance. One is going up and one is going down. Whenever you see a flip like this, definitely in a few minutes, one of these will be up, one of these will be down. So it's either a thing of green goes up, red comes down, or greens comes down and red goes up. And that is why we make use of what? Also the last 10 draws. So to use the statistics system, you make use of what? Your 24 hours, you make use of your 100 draws, and you make use of your what? Last 10 draws. So with all this, you get what? The best possible option to start up what? A gameplay. Now let's get on for this. As I stated a few minutes back, the best option to have gone with was green. That is because according to statistics, red what? Is valid, green is valid. But by the 100 draws, we had what? Point of decline for the color red. That means red was expected to start dropping. That is because of what we call what? The higher band and the what? The lower band. So expectation of red to drop was there. So picking these two colors here now, there was an expectation that what? Red should drop. Hence, the only available option to pick was what? Certainly the green. And if you look at right now, you have what? The color green doing exceedingly well, and red actually what? Had a slow phase within this period. So you understand what I'm saying now? Let's get on now to continue the gameplay. Now going over to what? Your 100 draws. You had this on 25-25. You had this what now on 24-24. They are both dropping. Dominance will come up soon. So dominance is actually going to come up soon. You have this now on 25 on a 27. So this is the highest, which is the no winning color. You have blue following it, and what? Among red and green, one will pick dominance soon. Now, something to notice is the fact that compared to the last 20 minutes, red has been on a decline. Compared to the last 20 minutes, green has been on an incline. So what that means is the fact that red has been on a slow mode, or what we call the cold period, for quite some time, while green has what? Been on its hot period. So on the longer time frame, red is on a hot period, green is on a hot period, while on a shorter time, red is currently on its green period, and what? Green is currently on its what? Cold period. I mean, red is currently on its cold period, while green is on what? The hot period. And in that sense now, something is always common, is the fact that at a point, green is going to reach the point of exhaustion. So we're going to watch out for that. In the next 3 minutes or so, we'll have a confirmation, and that confirmation still keeps us with the two options of green to continue on 2+, or the red to continue or to start up on the 2+. Now, something to note is the fact that when you're going on with statistics, the color, and you're looking in to play what? Either the winning color, you know the winning color option right here. You have what? Green, blue, red, and no winning color. You are looking in to play what? The winning color, or you are looking in to play what? The rainbow 2+ right about here. One thing you should actually take note of is the fact that at that given stage now, you want to find yourself what? Doing something, and that is the fact that whenever you have a reason to eliminate one, just one, out of these 4 options, you can play the winning color. Let's say you eliminated blue here, you can play red, green, and no winning color. You eliminated no winning color, you can play what? Green, red, and blue. You eliminated green, you can play what? No winning color, blue, and red. And you eliminated red, you can play what? No winning color, green, and what? Blue. So in a case whereby after statistics you find it to eliminate just a single color, note that you are what? Going to be playing the winning color system. But whenever you see it fit to eliminate, let's say 1, 2, that means you have what? These 2 left, and within these 2 you pick out one. That means this might at that given stage have what? A 5% probability of occurring. This might have a 15%. You are left with what? 80%. Hence, possibly a 40 to 40%, or with further confirmation, a 20 to 60%, making red the best option. So that is what happens whenever you have to what? Eliminate one out of what? These 3. There's likely a chance that this has a 5% chance of occurring, leaving these 3 with what? A 95% chance to share. So it could be in a ratio of 20, 25, and what? 50. Or it could be in a ratio of what? 70, 10, and what? 15. So you get at the end of the day. So whenever you can see a reason to eliminate just one single color out of these 4, you have to go with what? The winning color gameplay. And winning color gameplay means that what? Let's say you eliminated blue, you play green, you play red, you play winning color. But let's say in the case now you saw a reason to eliminate this here and eliminate this, you are left with these 2. And according to the winning color system, the pattern that is used here, the pattern that we used, there must be 3 options available before you venture for winning color. Hence, taking out 2 means that what? You are left with green and red, as we currently are left with now. We are left with green and red. Now, what we want to get is between the green and the red, which is the what? The best option to follow up next. That is where you go in for what? Confirmation. Now, let's refresh this. Currently, we are what? 26. So, green at the earlier phase was what? In a point of inclining. It was actually what? Occurring, and it's still occurring right now. Red, as I stated, has continued on the path of what? Dropping. So we continue what? A drop on what? The color red. Let's look at this now. So current start, this and this are on a flip. This is following, and this is the list. So red is the list. Now 24 hours, you can see what? The color red is currently the highest, and on the 100 draws, the color red is what? The least. Is a period whereby you look in now for what? A form of consideration of the color red. All this is well detailed and explained with examples on the mentorship classes. So whenever you see such an occurrence like this, it's a point what? To take care. That means we cannot just be what? Going all heads in right now for the color green. Majorly, as you can see that green is going on a flip with the color draw. What this means is the fact that green can fail soon and start dropping. Do you get me? Majorly as is on a flip with the color draw. It first of all, now there's something we call a double flip. Double flips. For double flips is whenever a color flips another color, which we just saw currently. Green got to flip out red. Then he tries to flip another second color and it fails. It starts dropping, it fails massively. At least for the short term, you see this color green will do exceedingly poorly. So for now, with the fact that we had what? A flip on what? The color green flipping out red, and going in for a double flip, the color what? Green flipping out what? The no winning color. It is something to what? Take note of. So using statistics is quite simple. Number one, you go through the 24 hours, get out to what? Your valid gameplays. Once you go over to the 24 hours, number two, you go over to the 100 draws. Number three, you check out the last 10 draws. Number four, you check out for flips. So when you check out for flips now, then number five, you check in for what? Dominance. And lastly, the six, you look for colors that are in their hot period and your what? The cold period. So to be able to get yourself a good gameplay with a high statistics setup, you must follow what? These 6 steps. There are 6 steps to doing it. And once you're done with that, it could take you nothing more than a minute, and but that minute and can give you a gameplay that can last up to 15, 20, 30 minutes, depending. Now, ideally, the winning color has a shorter gameplay. The Rainbow 2+ has a longer gameplay, followed by the what? The Bet9ja. So let's say the highest ideal gameplay you should be playing on the winning color if you get a gameplay. Most of the time, if you are the earlier period, falls into like 20 gameplay, 30 gameplays. Rainbow, on the other hand, goes as high as 30 to 45. Why the what? Bet9ja, you can play as high as even 70 to 80 gameplays. That means you get a single color or a single number, depending if you are doing this or doing this. Then for a stretched amount of time, you are not changing. Let's say as we started now, I say that the color green now is going on a double flip. It's not the best of option to go in now. Rather, red is actually a better option. You look at this, your what? Color green, it's here. Now, this is the earlier phase for the color red, because as you can see, red has been doing poorly for quite a while. Red has actually been what? Doing poorly for quite a while. So it's time for it to what? Recover. That means this is an early period of recovery for red. That means anybody who started playing red, let's say 4 draws ago, is early. 2+ here, 2+ here, 2+ here, 2+ here. So let's say 4, 5 draws ago, you are early compared to somebody who started here. So in that sense now, in the next, this is ID 86. Much more IDs are coming. Let's say somebody start playing at ID 96. Imagine what they would have missed all the way from ID 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. And by 96, that is 15 draws from them. Red might have done more. It would have done a whole lot. That means someone coming in at ID 96 now is coming into this gameplay at a later zone. That means while me, I've been playing, let's say, for the past 15 draws, and that is ID 96. You coming in now, you're just starting. So if I'm to get a total of 30 or 40 good gameplays, you will be getting 25 or less than 25. So you get my idea. This particular setup for the statistics always goes with what? A leading and a lagging signal. A leading signal is one that you enter when the gameplay has already started. While what? A lagging is the one you enter what? Before it starts up, or very immediately, like playing the color red now. It's a lagging signal because we were watching the gameplay all through this level, waiting patiently for the best time. And now we have started what? After I talked about what? The double flip on green. Let's check out the double flip. As you know, previously we had what? 25 on green, 25 on red. Later we saw 26 on green and 23 on red. Hence, green flipped what? Red. Green went up, red came down. Later we saw what? 26 on draw and 26 on what? Green. Right? Or 25, 25. At the end of the day, we saw what? Draw is now going up while green is coming down. So a double flip did not occur. Green flipped here and failed here at the end of the day. So the best option to go with now is what? The color red, because of the sense of what? A double flip. As I stated, there are 6 parameters you follow before going in for a gameplay. If you can follow this, then you have what? Yourself a good gameplay. And there is an ideal setup in Bet9ja. That setup, once you see it, you know this kind of thing whereby they tell you sell your house and do this. Yes, I'm not actually encouraging you to sell your house, but it is a very high and quality setup. Once you get that setup, you just get yourself the best entry. Trust me, for like 15 gameplays or 20 gameplays, if you are playing, let's say the setup gave you 2+ on red, Do you understand? For 15 to 20 gameplays, red will give you 2+ all through. Not once is it going to miss. Do you understand? That is how the ideal setup for 4-9ja is. Once you get that setup, you enter at the right time. Do you understand me? You don't want to be too early. It's a lagging signal. So you enter at the right time. Once you enter, you see yourself 15 to 20 gameplays, sometimes more than. If you are picking the red 2+, you find out that you would not miss one draw for red. The entire 15 or 20 times or 25 or 30 times, red will give you 2+ straight. There will be no break. So you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day now, red 2+ was what? The best option, because I stated we had what? A double flip on the color what? Green. So green flipped out red. Now green failed to flip out draw. Now draw, you see this color draw is what we call a point of confluence towards your gameplay. Whenever you see a draw, it's much more like what? A guarantee, a safe bet. Because imagine now you are playing what? 2 blue. And 2 blue fails to occur. Rather, it comes as a draw, 2 blue, 2 red, 2 green. You understand? Something like that. You've still won. You still have what? A 1 red, 2 green, 2 blue, and a 49. You still won. So whenever you have what? A confluence of a gameplay with a color draw, it's much more like what? A safe bet, a banker on the gameplay. It's much more like a banker on the gameplay. So whenever your confluence to your gameplay is what? A draw. It's much more like a safe bet. I explained that on the mentorship classes. To those who are on the mentorship, I gave them what? The entire safe bet concept and the confluence whenever you have what? In a line with what? The color draw. So that is it right there. So far for the past few minutes, red has actually what? Be the best option. So let's start from ID 82. Okay, 82 is out, 83. Let's look at the comparison between what? The red and the green. So red here, 1, green lost, green 1, red 1, green 1, red lost, green and red here, green, no red, green and red, no green, red, no green, red, no green, red, and you have what? A green and what? No red. So do you understand? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on red, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on green. So still good. According to my what? To what I did earlier on, I circled these two what as the best entry. And currently they are still doing fine. So current draw now, you can see what? Red has appeared here. So red was a good bet since I stated that what? Green is likely to flop soon because of what? A double flip. So as I stated, there are 6 methods to follow to get yourself a good gameplay. And every gameplay has what? The percentage chance of playing out. Some gameplays, after analysis, you see that, oh, it only has a what? 70% chance of playing out. Some have what? 50%. But there are some, as I stated, that ideal gameplay has a what? 99.99% chance of playing out. Once you see that gameplay, you are confident that I must win this. That's the reality. That was few weeks back. I did a video. I stated the ideal gameplay in that video. In fact, 2 videos, one before another. I stated what? The ideal gameplay in 4-9ja. That gameplay, once you see it, you what? You know that that's it. It's final. It doesn't fail. So that is the ideal gameplay setup. Now let's get on now for this. So we have ourselves now another red. So another red here. Green has failed. Green has failed. Green 1 here. Failed. So do you understand? The concept of green fading away is rather being what? More realistic. Now looking at the 100 draws now, we have what? A current flip between what? The color draw and the color green. You have what? Red as the smallest. As I stated, you don't want red being the smallest at this stage. I explained why a few minutes ago. And finally you have what? The blue, which at this given stage now is not our best banker. It's not a banker bet. You don't want to be on it. You don't just want to be on it. It can have a sudden burst. It can just explode for a short while and it drowns once again. So you don't want to be on what? The color blue. Like look what has happened right now. You saw blue here 2+. In fact, 3 times. You saw blue 4 times. Sometimes you can get this burst from a color. It appears. The next thing you see, it goes into oblivion. It might give you, see blue now, give you an appearance of 3, give you an appearance of 4. It can give you an appearance of 3 and 4 for the next 2 games. Only to look in the next 10 minutes, you look at the entire screen, you only have 2+ on blue ones. That is because as of the time we are currently speaking, blue is not an option you should what? Look to validate. You don't want to validate a gameplay on blue majorly for 2+. You can add it in, yes, as a winning color if you are staking 3 colors, and that is if you are very assured that the color draw is not valid. But for now, you cannot go in for what? The color blue 2+. So that is it right about there. So green and red are having what? Their turns right now appearing. Blue is having his burst, but for the gameplay and the time being, the best option you can go in for what is your color red. It still remains what? Your color red. And what we are going to have is the fact that in a very few minutes we have what? Another flip here, confirmation of a flip. Then with that we can have what? The blue start dropping. That's what will happen. So in a few minutes, let me explain to you. The color green and draw will be having a flip confirmation. The color red is actually going to go on a sword. Then the color blue is going to go on the drop. So drop, rise, and any within these two is going to flip the other, giving the other a rise. So that's just it. So let's check out on this. We have ourselves now green and the color what? Red. So for now, green appeared and it failed to flip. So this is what we call the 100 to 0 draw. 1 draw to 100 draw, whereby a color actually what gets to appear and win, but it does not change in the total. That means the 100 draw statistics does not change. What actually makes this happen is the fact that this color green now winning now, but it did not what rise. Neither did the color draw rise, nor any of these two, is because the 100 draw, which just what went down for this current draw, 1 to draw, which is this now, to appear, was what green that still won. So the statistics right now happen to be the same way. So what that actually means is that the color green is not yet strong. The color green is having to what? Trade off. It gives up and it still takes back. So on the 100 draw now, the what? Green fell. On the current draw, green won. What happened is the fact that 1 minus 1 equals to what? 0. No clear dominance. It had to what? Sacrifice the bottom draw to what? Gain the up draw. So that's it there. So looking at this now, you can still see we had red 2+ here, red 2+ here, failed here, failed here. So 2 losing streak, 2 winning streaks for the color what? Of red. It continues that way. As stated, in a few minutes, there is a high chance that what? This color draw will be flipping out green. Red will begin to dominate massively. Blue is going to what? Drop. So that is it right about there. So we have what? Blue having what? The period of it's actually accumulating. It's accumulating at this given stage. We are still having this. In fact, the statistics have not moved so far. Every of them is occurring and they are not giving what? Dominance. Blue appeared now. Statistic did not still move. Red appeared. Green won. Statistics did not move. Blue won. Statistics did not move. So let's watch when the statistics move and who is going to be the mover. So 25, 25, 23, 27. No movement so far. 4 games present. All statistics has been the same for the past 3 minutes. Let's see who comes out now and let's see what is the impact on statistics. So you have a draw here. So let's see. Did the draw flip the green? Yes, it did. So as you can see, as I stated, likely a chance that draw will be flipping out green. Red will begin massive dominance soon, while color blue will be dropping. That means green is likely to what? Fall massively soon. Blue might fall at a lower pace. Red will pick up pace. The same with what? The color draw. Up until what? At a point we might see the color draw becomes like 25, the color red 25. They're both going for a flip, while green and blue are dropping. These two will be what? Rallying and consolidating. So that's it for right about there. All right, let's get this done. So we have ourselves a green now, 26 to 25 to 22. So red is actually falling, but one major thing, as I stated, is the fact that all we need is what? This flip. So a flip confirmation now from draw to green will drop what? The color green massively. And in few minutes, as I stated, this is actually a lagging signal. Hence, we see red dominate. And at the given stage, it will what? It will lag, go through that slack period, the cold period. And before you know, momentum will come in. We don't have on screen now the chance of the ideal game situation. So whatever we are working with is a percentage now between what? 60 to 80%. On the screen now, you don't have a gameplay that can give you a 90 to 99.9% chance of occurring. No, anything you are seeing on the gameplay now is actually 60 to 80%. So we've gone back into range. So green got to win here, but what did not flip out the color what draw. So we continue on this 2 plus red and present. So let's check out the last 10 draws. We have what? Red, 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 field, red, red, field, field, red, red. That is what? 7 out of 10. Green on the other hand, field, 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 1, 1, field, 1, 1, 1. So 6 out of 10. So still quite decent. So the only person that we see still having an issue since when we began this video up till now is still what? The blue. 1, 1, 1, lost, 1, 1. 5 out of 10 is still the lowest amongst them. So you get the whole concept there. From the 24 hours already, you have what? Your gameplay. Going over to the 100 draws, you have what? A confirmation. You look at the last 10 draws, you're looking for dominance, you're looking for the hot and cold period, and you talk about what? Flips. The 6 methods of what? Making analysis using what? Statistics. So this now here, this has increased by 1. So 1 added here and increased by 1. That is positive. So a color actually what? Increasing here, appearing and still increasing. It appears and it increases positivity. Why? Whereby it appears and it makes no apparent movement, most of the time it comes out as being negative. Now, there's so much to do in 4 There is so much. The knowledge to operate on this system is too vast that if you are still doing this in a random way, you are wrong. If you are still operating 4 in a random way, you are wrong. There is nothing random about this gameplay. I've been on gameplays that I actually saw what? A statistic setup, and I stated that never, don't even try to take this color. And anybody that took that color, out of 10-20 draws, he lost what? 16 to 17 times out of 20. That is because when you look at statistics will clearly tell you, it will define what is possible and what is impossible. Now the only thing there is what? Percentage chance of accuracy. Is it 60% possible, or is it 99.99% what? Possible? That is what statistics actually gets to do. It gives you what? A percentage chance to occur. As I stated on screen now, we don't have anything beyond a 60 to 80% chance of any gameplay occurring. What that means is the fact that there is no 99.9%. None of this amongst these 4 can you beat your chest and say, yes, I vouch on this, I can sell my house now, use it and make entry for this gameplay and rebuy the house in the next 20 minutes. You can't do that with any of this statistics setup. But there is one you will see, just one. It's only one setup. It occurs some few times a day. I'm not on 24 hours a day, but at least I know it appears like 6-7 times so far. Around the time I've actually been able to observe it, 6-7 times a day. I'm not active 24/7, so I cannot tell you if it appears up to 20 times a day or not. But as of the time I've been able to be at my most active and observed it, I've seen it occur around what? 6 to 7 times during my active period. That means in the entire of the 24 hours. And as you know, statistics setup starts around 4 a.m. To those who are on the mentorship, I've explained the reason why. Statistics setup starts from 4 a.m. And if you follow up with that now, you have what? 20 hours a day for gameplay. So according to the time I've been active, it has happened around 6 to 7 times ideally. So let's check out the statistics setup now. We are having ourselves once again the color draw, and green is what? Going on a flip. Blue is still the highest. Red is what? Dwindling. But the confirmation is going to happen soon, which what? Give room for red to have a burst. We are not expecting a lower band. Now you know the lower band is between 12 to 14, 12 to 16. Rather, 12 to 16 on what? The gameplay. While the higher band is between 35 to 42. We are not expecting a lower band occurrence on the color red. Rather, we're expecting it to what? Have a recovery soonest. So let's get on now to that. Checking on the 100 draws, 20 right here, 28 right here. Blue is having a burst, but is not the best what to go in for a gameplay. It will go into a cold phase very soon. A 100% chance that what? In a very short time, the color blue is going into what? A cold phase. Now looking at the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, you have what? Red, 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 fail. You have blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all are actually what? In a phase now of struggling for the dominance. No color right now is actually the most dominant. All are struggling for dominance, number one. Number two, we are going in as a tight consolidation here. No dominance, consolidation. So something big is coming very shortly. We'll be in for it. Why, on the other hand, green is what? Doing poorly, giving more room for the color what? Blue. So that's it. When it comes over to statistics and its setting, statistics is quite complicated, and most importantly, it's not something you get to rush. You don't have to rush it. You go in, you follow the major 6 steps, 1 to 6, and it gets completed out. So the first step has been noted, the second has also been noted, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and also what? The sixth. So you go through the 6 various steps to get what? A particular setup and a gameplay, and you can go in now what? For a good gameplay. So the setups are what? Number 1, time based. Number 2, confirmation based. So you have what? Your time based and your confirmation based towards getting yourself what? A good gameplay. So that's it, and for right now, I believe I'll be going off. We're having ourselves what? A tight system here, whereby we are not getting ourselves what? Apparently a flip confirmation, but in a very short while we'll be doing so. This video is over 30 minutes and I have to end it here. This is much more of an explanation video. It's not a gameplay video. There are gameplay videos, and as it is on YouTube, I'm one, if not only, the analyst here on YouTube that actually comes on to what? Give explanatory video. I don't really do much of coming on to perform magic to prove how you can turn 1,000 naira to 100,000 in 10 minutes. Rather, I will do much more of explaining the idea, the concept of the gameplay to you. At least by the time I'm done, you pick some things. I've had several times whereby somebody will come to my DM on WhatsApp and said, oh, from your video I learned this, I picked this, and in fact I tried to implement the chance of doing this and it worked. You know, those kind of things. So you actually give an idea, you sell the idea out, somebody buys it in his own way and knows as he can what? Merge it into whatever he has been doing and see results. That's the reality. So some of the time, having to come on making my explanatory classes gives people the insight into what is possible and what is impossible in the system. So that's it.